Robbie, when you were playing football, how many of your mates understood this? I mean, you were actually pretty ahead at the time when you started investing.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, we never ever once sat down and discussed this what we're doing, just what I'm doing with my money. I think everyone was
partying.
Well, yeah, most of them might have
celebrating.
But like obviously individuals are different, and what they done, in their own homes or with their own people. No one was privy to that. It was not really spoke. We never really spoke about it.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know for whatever reason, because it wasn't a thing.
You didn't need money though, did you? I guess.
No, well, no one did when you played football.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't the thing that we spoke about. We spoke about other things, obviously more so the football, and everyone's life outside of football. People's lives differ. It is just a crazy. I think nowadays, if you look into the Premier League, there's a lot more players doing it. There's a lot more players who understand.
Well, I think a lot of players are following your example.
Yes.
Well, I don't know that, but it's just. I mean, they just obviously listen to whatever's been said, and they think, exactly what you're explaining. It's absolute money for nothing. And I mean, I'm sat here. I'm a little bit thingy, to be honest, because I'm sat by him, and I'm loving listening to this myself, because I just find it so fascinating. And obviously your question before is, how can you get people, for that mindset?
Right.
And obviously it's, if you've got nothing and alright, you've got a little bit, and you want to invest in. I mean, it's a big commitment, isn't it? Yeah. People will be scared.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And it's all what ifs, isn't it?
Right.
So
what if we do this?
And obviously, the negative thoughts and that. But obviously take the negative. Try and make a little bit positive.
Right.
As he's saying, and then it just goes bigger and bigger and better.
Yeah, because when you actually show people the consequences of not investing and getting a good return, that's when they start to take action.
Right.
Because they realise if they don't do something, they're going to be in a situation where they're going to be broke.
Right.
And if you look at what people earn over a lifetime in the USA citizens spend 126% of what they earn.
That's why the country's broke.
Right. Asia is just over 100%, and that's why they're debt ridden,
huge,
and the debt condition,
Right.
So, but they're getting debt to buy consumer items and not things that give them a return. So they can get conditioned to go and buy Prada suit, blah blah blah.
Right.
But they're not conditioned to go and buy property with the same money.
Right.
Because you could actually use that as a deposit to put on a property.
Right.
Right.
So mentoring is critical.
Absolutely.
In terms of getting people over this hump
and
getting them to change their mindset.
That you could ask me that would say, well, what's the fastest way to be a successful investor? It would be to be mentored by a successful investor.
Absolutely.
That means if you want something badly enough, you have to hang around with people that have got what you want.
Right.
Like if you want to be a fantastic footballer, I think I heard you last night mention that Ian Rush gave you the most tips in terms of skills and things, right?
Yeah, I know totally. I agree with totally what you're saying in terms of. I mean, it doesn't have to be in property. I mean, it could be in any walk of life.
Anything.
Right. You want to be the best, and sometimes you have to, go and speak to people who are trying to get on that ladder as well. Someone who wants to sort of better themselves, and you can learn off them. Like football, it's like school kids. They go to school to obviously learn. The teachers are mentoring them. Football, I have coaches who mentor me. Obviously, we have our parents who are probably the best mentors. And I think in terms of property, look, to start off, no one knows nothing, and then all of a sudden, we speak to the mentors, and they tell us everything that they know. And I think you're just on to an upward hill.
Because that's the only way you grow.
Right, absolutely.
If someone's got something you haven't got and they've got that level, you've got to hang around with that person to get to that level. You can't hang around with people there who haven't got it.
Right. And it's always it's a continuous learning process, right? I mean, in investing, so. in terms of, I'm sure when you started as a footballer and when you were at the peak of your career, it was a learning process.
Well, even that as well, I think there's a little bit of pride within yourself. You always want to be bigger and better.
Right.
Again, I know I've said this a few times, but I don't care, who you are, what you are. You always want to be the best that you possibly can. Whether it be football, whether it be into property, whether it be a school kid studying for exams. It's everything is there, and you want to be the best of everything.
Right.
Yeah, and I think what another point is that a lot of people feel they can't be the best because they don't have access to people like Robbie, don't have access to people like me. But actually, it's the opposite, really, because I'm more than willing, you're more than willing to meet them at where they are.
Right.
So I've created programs, and Robbie's created programs where anybody without any money can come and see us, and we'll help them.
Right.
You know, and I think in today's world, that's the difference between now and say 30 years ago. Because of the internet, because of communication, now it is actually more accessible.